Everybody, this is Jeff Veale, the business guru, coming to you from, yes, downtown Manila, late at night. And I've got an awesome guest from the other side of the world, a gentleman by the name of Peter Clitheroe. He's a very interesting guy. We had a bit of a chat. He's VP of Sales, and he's got a bit of a history, this man. He's got a new executive sales leadership and development brand in the wings called BeUncommon. And his industry, he knows a lot about this stuff. He's been in the SaaS technology game for well over 18 years. So a brief description of his business. We'll tell you all about that himself. I'm currently building a leadership and sales coaching brand called BeUncommon. I always talk about common sense because that's pretty uncommon, right?
Well, then that's the whole point, right? That common practice is not common in itself.
Yeah, it should be, but it's
So
not.
finding a way to actually stand out is important.
Yeah. So Peter goes on to say he's undertaking my doctorate research to understand how companies, through culture, behaviors, and manager capability, can reduce and prevent unethical sales management from occurring. His personal motto and philosophy: give everything you do, everything you have, or everything you've got, in my case. Um, Interesting facts we've had a chat about. He lived in Vegas for 6 years, and it's my great pleasure to welcome to the stage Peter Clitheroe. How are you, Peter?
Hello, great to be with you, Jeff. Thank you for having me.
No, you're most welcome. Tell us about your journey and what inspired you to pursue your current career path in the SaaS world all those years ago.
Yeah, so I spent many years as a young teenager working in hotels, playing football, traveled abroad, did my degree abroad in hospitality, and then at some point in my career, when I moved back to the UK, I realized that hospitality in the UK wasn't going to make any money, and actually applied for the wrong job. I applied for an account management job thinking it was in finance and I wanted to learn money to go and run my own company, but actually then accidentally ended up in sales. And 18 years later, going through some large global technology companies, I've ended up in the leadership position I am now in a various amount of SaaS companies, which I got here because I realized through being an individual contributor salesperson in the technology companies I've worked for, not only is it really fun and a great industry to be part of,
Mhm.
but I had some tremendous coaches and some tremendous mentors. And what I realized was the information that they imparted on me
Yeah.
wasn't actually common. Kind of jokingly, BeUncommon is now the brand I'm creating. And I found a real passion in helping other people around me. And
Yeah.
so going into leadership, I found was the best way that I could do that.
Yeah.
And I've thoroughly enjoyed the ride I'm on so far and truly look forward to where I'm going in the future, which is currently unknown.
Fantastic. Yeah. And as you're right, some people have got a bad way of explaining. You can break it down to the nth degree and make it that people can understand it. I mean, I'm a layman.
Yeah,
I come across these people all the time in my work. I want to buy a product, and they can't even tell me what the product can do sometimes, And I'm asking
yeah.
people
And there's a difference in selling a product, selling a service, consulting,
to,
high value, business to
yeah,
business, business to consumer.
they're all different.
The biggest thing is all about listening, really.
Absolutely, yeah. Ask them what their challenge is. What do they need? What solutions
Yeah,
do they need? And see if your
yeah,
product
definitely.
fits that need. What's been the most challenging aspect of your work over the years, and how have you overcome it?
Yeah, the so as an individual contributor salesperson, it was about navigating complex problems inside of the companies that you're trying to sell to, and that prepared me for going into leadership, where I now see my role as helping salespeople navigate their complex problems in scenarios that they've never been in before. So literally helping translate the experience of. I've jovially started saying, I've got 17, 18 years of getting things wrong. So if I can share with you what I did wrong, it will hopefully help you get things right. But lately, in leading people and leading departments and sales divisions in companies, that there's really three things that I have to make sure I get right. Is that's to have happy salespeople,
Yep.
motivated salespeople, and educated salespeople. And if I can get two of those three, I've done quite well. One, I'm completely failing, but you really require those three aspects to come together. And that's balancing people's emotions, that's balancing people's maturity in the job, that's balancing the external environment of prospects the world of customers.
Mm.
And essentially what I do is I make sure that the person is motivated first. If I can find what that motivator is within the individual, I can then press on that and I can push that to move themselves further forward. Ensure, like I say, give my experience, but I bring in external coaches to fill gaps where I don't necessarily have it. So then I get that educated salesperson as well. And then making sure the compensation structure, the control systems are accurate. If you've got that in place, then you truly do get happy, motivated, and well-educated salespeople.
It's not teamwork. Basically, I know the story. I've got my own team of 36. Some people need a hug. Some people need a kick.
Yeah,
It's up to you to know.
yeah.
Team
And
leader.
you can give,
Yeah.
oh, massively. The same person can need both in the same day
Yeah.
sometimes.
That's another one. Yeah. You gotta read people, right? And be a communicator. You don't know what
Yeah,
they can talk. You don't know what
yeah,
they're going through. If they're out of character, find out why. All that sort of thing. Be a good communicator.
yeah.
Your opinion, what are the key qualities and skills that have contributed to your amazing success?
Resilience has been one. So I've had many, many moments where things have gone completely wrong, and you can, or you can kind of nurse yourself for 12 hours, but then you've got really quickly. So resilience is a one. Determination is another. People say, Simon Sinek says, "What's your why?" Find your why. That's interesting, but you can find it, but then you've got to go want it, and you've got to be determined to actually succeed and prove to not maybe just yourself but others around you that what you truly believe and where you think you can get to, actually, if you are determined, you can get far, far, far beyond that. And if I look back several years to where I was and what I was doing to where I am now,
Yeah.
I never in my lifetime would have thought that it was achievable. And if you truly, again, in society today, if you truly want to go and be a CEO, you can become the CEO of your own company tomorrow with your own service, selling your own capability or reselling other people's products. That the end is absolutely limitless. So, yeah, the resiliency and determination are the things that I lean on the most.
Yeah. Once you find what you want to do, you haven't got a job anymore. You've got a passion. When you've got a passion, that's my secret. And
Yeah, yeah,
when you get a passion, it's all uphill from there. It's all up because you're enjoying it. It's just
yeah.
it's a big game. I love it. Right. Tell me, how do you stay motivated and continue to innovate in your field? What's the secret there?
Yeah, there's two sides. There's a personal motivation and then a professional motivation. My personal motivation is my family. I've got two young children, a 6 and a 3-year-old daughters. Very happily married with a great and stable family. And my personal motivation is to, first of all, potentially make them proud of me, but give them a tremendous life. I had a great upbringing. My parents were phenomenal, but give them a life that means they get rich experiences, that they can actually have a foundation upon which they can go and build their own successful career in whatever they absolutely want to do. So that really is the backbone of why I operate and why I put the effort and energy into to professionally do what I do. And then professionally, the motivation, I realized a few years ago, coming back to my comment before, very early in my career, it was how can I make money or how can I succeed? Then it became how can I prove other people wrong? Maybe not the right motivation, but now it's how can I help others achieve their own potential?
You've
It's all
been through
about
the
problem
cycle.
solving.
Yeah, you've been through the cycle.
Yeah,
I've done the same. Money when I was young,
yeah.
money was my God. I'd do anything to make money, right? So I've been through the cycle, my friend, so
Yeah,
I understand fully. Tell us
yeah.
tell us about one of your past achievements that you're particularly proud of.
Yeah, I've had extreme amounts. One of my greatest ever sales was it only returned £6,000 worth of revenue, but why it was the greatest ever is because it unlocked a whole nother aspect of the product and service that we were selling that company had never bought before, and then it created a $20 million long-term transaction that lasted for many years and was a huge result for the organization and also for the company. But the ones that sit with me the most are when people now message me a number of months, years later and said, remember that thing that you told me? And sometimes I do remember, sometimes I don't, but remember that coaching you gave me or that scenario we talked about, well, I've gone and done something and I've done it based on your advice and it worked and I got this result. Even to the point the other day, I had someone message me and say, we spoke a year ago. I've thought about it all year and now I've gone and done something about it. I've now decided to make a career leap. I'm now going to go work for a startup and I've never been more excited about the future. So those little bits of feedback based on advice that I was given that I'm now passing along to other people. And then as a result of that, people are getting promoted in their own careers as well, which is just phenomenal to see for them.
Yeah. I got a VIP client in Malaysia and he sent me a message today. I put him on my podcast and he said because of the podcast, he's landed a major contract with a hotel chain that's
Whoa.
it's worth millions. So
Wow.
that was
Yeah.
that was pretty good. That was a pretty good Christmas present, you know. And
Yeah, the platform works.
yeah, you like to see that sort of stuff. And it said he come off a podcast, and there it is. Just people found him, saw him, liked it.
Amazing.
Rest is history, right? And he's in technology, he's in robots. He's bringing in
Yeah.
robots from China. I've just been to China, by the way, and they've got robot policemen. They'll arrest you for jaywalking. You go to a
Whoa.
nightclub. There's a beautiful girl singing, but she's technically she's using an iPad for the tunes and a robot backup band, a robot clarinet player, robot drummer, robot guitarist. So cool, you know. You don't want it everywhere, but it's a pretty cool experience.
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
fun.
yeah. And I was out driverless car. I had an app, and a brand new Lexus turns up with no driver, right?
Oh no.
I want a coffee. You're out in the park. You want a coffee. You press the Starbucks button, and a drone will come about 40 minutes later. The drone comes through the sky with a cup of coffee. You know, just
Right.
amazing. They're a place called Shenzhen. They're ahead. You want to have you're someone like you would actually love it because
Yeah.
they're 10 years ahead of everybody. Just out of Hong Kong, 45 minutes from Hong Kong. Anyway,
Amazing.
tell me, you told us about your recent project. What advice would you give your 20-year-old kids? One of your kids is growing up now, she's 20, or your niece or someone else comes to you
Yeah.
and says, Peter, I'm 20, I've just left school. What do you reckon I should do with myself? What would you tell them?
Firstly, don't worry, don't panic. So if I look back, and this is actually a similar question, but advice I give when I guest lecture at universities at the moment is if I look back on where I was and where I am now, like the world I'm in never even existed 10 years ago,
Good.
let alone 20, 25 years ago when I was studying. So don't panic. Go with what fulfills you in life. I mean, you spoke before, Jeff, about a passion, but always figure out what sort of quality of life do you actually want to have. Do you want to have experiences or like now for concessions later, or do you want to actually really spend the time working hard now to build a career so that you can have a varied life in the future? My advice to myself would have been to work harder early. I partied a bit too much, and then I cracked on at a little bit of a later date. But the real advice I'd give above like the quality of life is a little bit like my statement: give everything you do, everything you have. If you're going to want to succeed in life, figure out if it's a job or a career. If it's a job, then you turn up, fulfill the role and responsibility, and then go enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
But if you truly want to make a career, you have to absorb yourself into the environment. You have to truly master as much as you can before you get ready to go to the next level. And if you do and you're dedicated, you will succeed far beyond where you think you can normally. And the rewards that you get at the end are great, but the path is quite scary as you get up there. So just be confident and just go for it. Because if nothing else, you'll learn something different and you'll go off in a different direction.
Yeah. My take on it would be readers are leaders, guys. If you've got the opportunity, try and read some book that some subject interests you, business related. Try and read a book every month. If you read 12 good books a year, there's a ton of knowledge in those books.
Massive.
They've come from experts who've been there and done it. My first book, you'll love it, was The Lazy Man's Way to Riches. Because I was, my business is good. I won't have to work.
Yeah, brilliant.
It's a cool book. And I go back a long way. What Peter was talking about, things, 10 years, things are going to change. I go back, guys, I'm an old guy. There were no TVs. I remember watching a black
Yeah,
TV in a department store window with about 500 other people, you know.
brilliant.
And then, if you all remember Dick Tracy, I've now got a smartwatch. I can make phone calls on my watch. That,
I
that,
know, unbelievable, isn't it?
that was unheard of. That was Dick Tracy. That was 20 years ago. They came up with, so someone had some foresight. That was pretty. When you think about it, it's pretty interesting, isn't it? Someone knew it was.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
definitely. Thunderbirds are amazing. I used to watch that growing up all the time.
yeah, all that sort of stuff. So it becomes reality in time. Or now China's just introduced flying cars. I'm not sure where that's going
Oh,
to be. So
no.
that's going to be pretty cool. How they're going to work that one out. I mean, looking ahead, what are your goals and aspirations for the future? Uh, um,
Yeah, so I'm at a real inflection point in my career where I've done relatively well so far, and I'm looking to stretch again. I'm looking to stretch my capability. So moving up in responsibility, moving up in level in organizations. I'm stepping outside of kind of confirmed full-time employment and creating you mentioned it before, BeUncommon. So I've created a coaching brand. It's going through a V1 kind of content creation at the moment.
what?
But in essence, it's looking at delivering fractional chief revenue officer capability, providing management coaching to people who are early in their management career or want to get into management, and helping them understand how to get to that executive level. Because when you're in a company, they teach you about the product and then they teach you about how to forecast, but they don't teach you about how to be a great manager, and they don't teach you about how to lead. So really focusing my brand on that area. And then the last thing within BeUncommon is helping salespeople succeed in the job and help people master. So I'm stepping out slightly to do that, to then give myself as much varied experience of learning and developing so that I can continually pass on what I learn to other people and help them grow in their own career. So yeah, BeUncommon is my brand, and the fractional work is what I'm going to do around that.
Yeah, leave a legacy, my friend. You're doing well. Tell me,
Yeah.
what's the best way for people who are interested in this, and many will be. Tell me, what's the best way for them to contact you and have a quick chat and see whether you're a good fit? What's the best way?
Yeah, definitely. So you'll find me on LinkedIn. I think my handle's Peter Clitheroe 83, the year I was
Yeah.
born. Most people have that kind of denomination in their email or something. You can find me at b-uncommon.co.uk, where I'm a British person living in Britain. So between those two, you can absolutely contact me. Off the back of that, there'll be some content in there. There'll be an Instagram feed, some YouTube videos. So if you find me, you'll find the rest of it.
Yeah.
And within there, you'll find about my research as well. I've got a personal website, peterclitheroe.co.uk, I think it is, or .com. You'll find me, and you'll find my research content in there for people to engage with also.
Nice. And don't forget, guys, this will all be put across in our end. We'll be putting it across in the new year. We'll be putting this across Reddit, Quora, LinkedIn, Facebook, our Facebook group of 6,500 entrepreneurs, and of course, YouTube with all of Peter's social media links. So he'll get in front of hundreds of prospects, and you'll be able to reach touch base. Peter, a quick question for you. Do you only cover the UK, or are you going to be talking internationally?
Yeah, no, so my role at the moment is an international job role. I manage salespeople across the EMEA, Asia Pacific. The fractional work I'm going into will be global roles.
Oh, good.
So I can engage with people in many different ways, shapes, and forms. And where I'm leading is I'm not necessarily looking to do everything revenue based. So if there's an opportunity to keynote speak for my doctoral research on
Right.
unethical leadership, or keynote speak for sales conferences, then yeah, I'm very open to do that at different guises in different locations. Absolutely.
You've got a big challenge ahead, my friend. Big year coming up.
Yeah.
And
It's fun, right? You've got to push yourself, got to try new things. And I'm extremely fortunate. I've had a great career. So if I can help other people, then let's make
I've
sure I
set,
do.
yeah, I've set myself. I'm opening up an office in China, and I've mapped it out. I'm doing no more Mr. Nice Guy. I'm doing 6 overseas trips this year, one every 2 months, 2 months, 2 months, 2 months.
Good,
And
good.
I've been doing this too. And what I do, I book one-way tickets. That way, I don't know. I don't care when I'm going to come back. I might come back in 3 days if I don't like it, or I might come back,
Yeah,
or I might come back in 3 weeks. You know.
good
So
for you.
that's the. Well, I left Australia 14 years ago on one of my trips. I come over to Asia. I liked it. Went back home,
Lovely place.
packed my bags, and here I am. So that's
Yeah, lovely.
Tell me, before we wrap it up, tell us a fun fact about yourself that most people, even some of your friends, don't know.
Oh, even some of my friends, but a lot of my friends know a lot of stuff. I guess two things. You asked for one, I'll give you two. I did my undergraduate degree in Las Vegas, lived there, was a butler for 2 years on the top floor of the MGM Grand. There's a private hotel up there.
Wow.
That was absolutely tremendous fun.
Yeah.
Half the day you were coming in from the night before, going to work and going straight out again. I was also fortunate when I was growing up. I was quite good at football. So I was a goalkeeper and I played international football for Wales for 3 years as well. So
Wow.
I've actually had I've had a tremendous. I've been afforded a tremendous life to date,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's been
That's where some of that leadership comes, because teamwork makes the dream work, isn't it?
yeah, to a degree. Again, getting to sales naturally through hospitality, speaking together, being part of a team, sport. It's all linked, I'm sure, somehow.
Well, you put in the work. That's the bottom line. You put in the work.
Yeah, definitely. I'm trying.
Yeah, guys, if you want your 15 minutes of fame, it's like talking to a friend, just like Peter here. Um, Reach out. I want you to think about this. A TV commercial is going to set you back about £20,000, right? And what's going to happen, as soon as it comes on, people are going to jump up and grab a cup of hot cocoa, go to the fridge, grab a beer, hot dog, whatever, or go to the toilet even, and your TV commercial's gone. 10 radio spots, it's going to set you back 2 or 3,000. And what happens? They invariably play them at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning when people are asleep. Come on, 15 minutes of fame, guys. We'll give you exposure over all those platforms. And remember, it's a mini movie all about you. And the whole idea of it is you promote it, put it on your email, put it on your website, put it out when you talk to anyone who's a potential client, and they get to see and hear what you've done and say, hey, I like this guy, I want to know more. So that's what it's all about. You've been an awesome, Peter. Any last words, my friend?
Now just have a great career in what you're doing, be proud and be passionate about it, and yeah, give everything you do, everything you have.
Fantastic. Thanks, Peter.